We would be honored if you would join us.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it? Julia, we're home.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Force Talk podcast, where we talk everything Star Wars, from the movies to the TV shows to the comics. My name's Trey Mitchell. I'm your host, and I'm joined here with my co-host Josh. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good. Just wish Stallone won last night.
Yeah. What do you think of the Oscars overall, though?
The Oscars were pretty good. I can't complain. Chris Rock did great. There's a lot of great jokes. Just so mad that Stallone didn't win. I didn't even see Daisy Ridley present because I was so Stallone. I was so mad about Stallone. I was like rampaging. I saw her walk up on stage. I was like, I just don't care right now.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Oscars, The Force Awakens last night went home Oscarless. How can they do that? They should have at least given us Oscar Isaac. But so the four categories it was nominated for, I'm pretty sure it's 4. If it's not, let me know. So Best Sound Editing went to Mad Max Fury Road. Best Editing went to Mad Max Fury Road. Best Sound Mixing went to Mad Max Fury Road. Then Best Visual Effects went to, Ex Machina, because that makes sense. So
no, that's awesome.
Huh?
That's awesome.
There was one effect, and it was her arm and legs. That's it.
Ex Machina was really good. Like I still think Star Wars should have won, but I'm glad Mad Max didn't win.
I've seen Ex Machina twice, and I try to like it, but I just don't like it that much.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that. I love Ex Machina.
Yeah, so that's just our little kind of recap of last night's Oscars, unless Josh wants to add anything else about Star Wars, not Stallone.
I mean, no, I'm not going to go on Stallone rant right now. You guys could check my YouTube channel for that. Mm-hmm. But on with Star Wars, I wish Star Wars won visuals, or like more so I wanted to win the sound stuff, because I thought the sounds.
I agree.
They were like when they were doing the when they were presenting the nominations, like saying it, they kind of showed samples of the sounds.
I agree. Yeah.
And you could clearly tell Star Wars should have won out of all of those.
Last night I tweeted, the sound of a lightsaber igniting is better than anything in Mad Max.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. And I was talking to my teacher today about that. He was like, Star Wars was the clear winner, and I can't believe it didn't win. Like, I'm not surprised it didn't win, but it should have.
Someone told me on Twitter that he thought a lot of the sounds in The Force Awakens were like just recycled from the old ones, but if you hear the sound of the lightsaber igniting in The Force Awakens, and then the lightsaber, it's more powerful.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like a more of a weapon than just kind of like the original trilogy, but so that's kind of all we're going to talk about the Oscars last night. Good Oscars, though. One person who presented was Daisy Ridley. And speaking of Daisy Ridley, she actually confirmed that Episode 8 picks up right after The Force Awakens. And then she said that, quote, "Me and Mark have been rehearsing a lot. It's really amazing," really told MTV News on the Oscars red carpet Sunday. "When we went back to Skelling to do the opening of Episode 8, it was so crazy doing the same scene with a different crew of people. He's amazing to rehearse with, and I'm very excited to be doing the rest of the stuff." She also went on to say that it's a very cool story. Sorry, it's such a good story, she added. "Seriously, Luke is so cool in this one, really." So, Daisy Ridley did come. She said that they went back to Skelly and Michael Island to do the opening of Episode 8. So I think that implies that Episode 8 is opening that way, unless she got that mixed up. But Josh, basically this confirms that 1, we're starting with that scene with Luke and Rey for Episode 8, and 2, Luke Skywalker is going to be a badass. What are your thoughts?
I don't think it really confirms Luke as a badass, but I mean, we all knew that already. But I think that's awesome. I mean, we kind of could have guessed it would have been the opening scene, but I'm still happy we got confirmation it's the opening scene. I think that's what they were filming in the thing they showed us, the production teaser thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was I guess filming that scene or whatever's next, and I can't wait to see it. So excited for Episode 8.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Episode 8, but yeah, I mean, it's really cool that Daisy Ridley said this. I definitely look forward to hearing more Episode 8 news. But we do have Rogue One coming out this year, but not a lot of Rogue One news yet. Come on, Disney, feed us a bone. We gotta talk about something. Huh?
I want a trailer already.
Oh man, I know.
I want a trailer.
I was sitting there last night and I was like, if they want to really shock us, tease something at the Oscars for Rogue One because it is an ABC property. I thought about that, but then
It would have been crazy if they did that. Like,
I didn't.
There would just even like them saying from Star Wars Rogue One and then saying the person's
Felicity
name.
Jones. Yeah.
Even then it would have been like, oh my god, I can't wait for this. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I keep waiting for I don't want to wait till May 6th or whatever till Civil War. I can't wait that long, man.
I don't think it will be Civil War. I think we'll get one for Jungle Book. I'm hoping we get one.
And honestly, they don't even drop trailers with the movies anymore, so it doesn't even make sense to do that. Like they could put it out now, and it would still get a lot of traction at the movies,
Yeah, but like more so like at like a kind of Star Wars celebration or a Comic-Con, and then put it online.
Yeah, but that's not happening though.
Yeah, I know it won't, but I'm just saying like something like that.
I'm just saying when people say that it's going to be attached to the movie, it's not going to be first shown at the movie. It's going to drop online a few days earlier. So, I just think they don't necessarily have to wait till a movie because that's not very practical anymore. But that is going to So Daisy Ridley did some talking about Episode 8, and speaking of Episode 8, so some guy took a picture of what looks like Act 2, which is the planet that Luke Skywalker was on in The Force Awakens, and it was spotted at Pinewood Studios. So basically, you guys are looking at this with us. It looks like there's one of those, I don't even know what to call it, just kind of that, like, stone-built little house. And I guess that's about it. But, Josh, do you have anything to say about this?
Not really. I mean, I don't know what that thing could be like.
I didn't know if I should put it in or not, but I did. So, kill me.
Yeah, I don't think it's like. I don't know. I have no idea what to say.
Yeah. So my bad for putting that in there. But next, sorry. So The Force Awakens editors confirmed that at least 7 deleted scenes will be on the Blu-ray/DVD, and in January, the VFX, so the visual effects crew, talked about deleted scenes. Now, the editors sum up what might end up on the Blu-ray/DVD release in April 2016. Disney asked them to not talk about those scenes since they're going to be on the DVD treats for viewers, but at least we get the total number. So they said that there aren't a lot. There's one with Harrison Ford, there's one with Rey, but there aren't a lot. I think there's maybe 7 or 8. So, Josh, what do you think the scene with Harrison Ford is?
I mean, I don't know. You go first. What do you think?
Do you? I mean, I don't think this is it, but it could be the one with Maz Kanata where she uses her eyes to just.
Yeah, that's a good point. It probably is.
Or when Maz asks, "Who's the girl?" and they cut. But
no,
that wouldn't make sense for this. But
no, I think that was on purpose. They cut that. I don't think they filmed. No, I just don't think they filmed anything.
Oh yeah, I know. I agree. I'm just saying. I'm not sure what else with Han. Hopefully some more interaction between Han and Contra Club. That would be really cool.
Are the deleted scenes canon?
From what I understand, yes. If they were in the script, so I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like they can say that they're not canon, but as it stands, I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay.
And anything that was in the novelization and that is a deleted scene is 100% canon, unless the movie says it's not. But
maybe the scene from the novel, the Chewbacca scene.
Oh, that one will definitely be in there because I saw pictures of them filming that scene on like Disney XD or something.
I remember those pictures in Maz's castle with the Unkar Platt.
Unkar Platt. And I'm glad they left that scene out. To be honest,
I'm so glad that
because that would have felt bad. It doesn't
feel right.
What?
It doesn't feel right. Like it didn't feel like. If that was in the movie, it just kind of would have felt weird.
Yeah, and we are referring to the scene in the Force Awakens novelization where Rey, so the whole crew is at Maz Kanata's castle, and Rey gets a bit tipsy off of the wine or whatever kind of alcohol that Maz is serving her because she's 19.
So she was drunk when she had the Force.
Yeah, and she sees Unkar Platt there, and she goes to try to like confront him, but then Chewbacca rips off one of Unkar's arms off. So that's just kind of, that would not have been very good in the movie. But yeah, so 7 or 8 deleted scenes. Are you happy with that number, Josh?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I just want to know if it's canon or not. But I mean, like, I just want to know like what's like canon, what's not. Like, because everything's canon. I want to know if those are.
Well,
but
they shot the scenes, so they planned on it being in the movie. So
I mean, yeah, those are canon. But like, just in case something like giant happens, like I don't know.
yeah, I don't think we will see anything giant, but
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Like, we won't hear Luke, like, we won't see the lead scene with Luke saying, raise my daughter, kind of thing.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like, we just hear, like, J.J. Abrams say, cut, and then Mark Hamill is like, so when are we going to tell them that she's my daughter? That'd be awful. But, yeah, so 7 to 8 deleted scenes, and sticking on the Force Awakens Blu-ray, a Swedish website, cdon.com, put up the Force Awakens Blu-ray for pre-order on their site and included some really interesting and legit info on the special features. So here they are. It says the Force Awakens Blu-ray will include Secrets of the Force Awakens, a cinematic journey. The Story Awakens, the table read, which sounds awesome. Building BB-8, Crafting Creatures, a blueprint of a battle, Snow Fight, so that seems like it would be on Starkiller Base. The visual magic of the Force Awakens, John Williams' The Seventh Symphony, it's hard to say, deleted scenes, and Force for Change, the stuff for that we saw very early in production for the Force Awakens. So, Josh, out of all these, what interests you the most?
The table read.
I agree.
I think that just sounds so interesting. I can't wait to see. I want to see video footage of that table read. That would be so. That'd be cool if they showed the whole table read.
I just want to see Mark Hamill during it. That's it.
I want to see Mark Hamill just sitting there silent.
Yeah, he's like,
JJ, when am I gonna get a line? You'll get one. You'll get one. It's like, and then the thing just ends. It's like, I didn't get a line. Yeah, I know.
Looks passionately. What a line.
It's like, why was I here then? And it's like, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. That'd be funny if he was there, but yeah. So
He is there.
yeah, he was there, but like if that wasn't just for the picture,
Oh, that'd be so funny if he's just like.
he's just
if
like
he
bye.
Or if he just starts talking as the Joker. Just randomly talks as Joker.
Yeah. Let's see what else. The visual magic of the Force sounds kind of cool, but we did see some of that already.
With the Oscar stuff, we already saw kind of.
Well, what I mean is like the visual effects, like the green screen shots and stuff. I saw a video for like it was like an hour long about that stuff.
Okay.
Secrets of the Force Awakens sounds interesting. I'm not sure what
We're
that
gonna
could
watch
be.
all of these.
Oh, of course. I'm just saying like what I think sounds the coolest.
No, I know. And Secrets of the Force Awakens sounds awesome too. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's gonna be on there because we kind of know the secrets already. It just kind of sounds weird. Like, what's secrets? Or
Maybe they'll point out Jar Jar's bones in the Jakku Desert,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, maybe
like
stuff like
JJT's. That would be awesome.
that'd be cool if they show stuff like that. But yeah.
And then last, John Williams' The Seventh Symphony will be great to watch, just because watching John Williams conduct his music is great.
Yeah, I agree. John Williams he's great.
Yeah. So moving on from that, actor Benicio del Toro, who also presented at the Oscars last night, talks Star Wars Episode 8. So actor Benicio del Toro has a refreshingly clear-eyed view of being involved with the juggernaut that is Star Wars Episode 8. He said, it's scary. He also said that it's scary because there's a lot of talk that I'm going to be in that movie before I've ever even shot a scene, but I'm excited too. So Del Toro will now go from a small independent movie, A Perfect Day, to the monster that is Star Wars. And then he said, I'm in a lucky position that I've been able to do some independent movies in some not so independent movies, he says, but I don't work differently on my independent movies in studio films. My approach to Star Wars or any movie I do is pretty much the same. You work with the character and you try to bring something and you learn the lines. He also said that he's looking forward he's looking forward to Star Wars. I really enjoyed Episode 7, and I've enjoyed Star Wars, especially the first one. I think it's called Episode 4 now, and Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. I'm not like a Star Wars buff or anything like these two idiots reading my lines, but as a kid, I really like those films, like way before I even thought I was going to be in the movies. There's something of nostalgia that gets me excited about being the part of a Star Wars world. So Benicio del Toro obviously does not have his own Star Wars podcast like we do, but he is going to be in Episode 8, and we've talked about this a lot, but I think it's cool to hear him say that he treats every single role the same, and that it's funny that he hasn't even started filming yet, and there's already like a ton of talk about him. So yeah, Josh, you heard me read this. What do you think about this? About what Benicio is saying?
I love his comments. I love these comments. I think it's funny what he said. I think it's called Episode 4 or whatever it was. That's really fun. I like that a lot. I can't wait to see him in the movie.
Yeah. Benicio del Toro is a great actor. I like a lot of stuff I've seen him in. I didn't like him. I just didn't like the character of the Collector in Guardians of the Galaxy very much.
He's alright.
I just thought it was weird. But
yeah, people didn't like
I know you don't like Sicario, but I did like him in Sicario.
I hate Sicario.
I know. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying I like the character that Benicio del Toro portrayed in Sicario.
I mean, Benicio was good, and Benicio del Toro, I guess his performance was cool. I just wish I knew the character, like what he was doing or who the character was. But the cinematography was amazing in Sicario. I could say that.
Yeah.
Great.
So Benicio del Toro going to be in Episode 8. Keep your eyes out. Who do you think Benicio del Toro is going to play in this movie? Let us know in the comments down below. So next, actress Daisy Ridley, aka my wife, discusses life after The Force Awakens. So she recently spoke with breaking news about adjusting to her Star Wars fame. Here's what she had to say. She said, "It's different now because people have seen me in a film but don't tend to recognize me that much because I don't tend to look like this, and I like filming a film, which is what I was doing before anyway." Everyone really freaked out, but it's fine. That translation, that was really weird to read. I don't know if they translated that wrong, but so then she also mentioned that she got some advice from her co-star Simon Pegg, who played Unkar Plot. Simon Pegg said, "In the wise words of Han Solo, here's where the fun begins," and he just said, "Enjoy it. It's nice because even the days when people recognize you, it's for a good reason." And then last, she commented on the comparison between The Force Awakens director J.J. Abrams and Episode 8's director Rian Johnson, who she's currently working with. She said that it doesn't feel that different. They're both Star Wars fans and kind of nerds, and both warm and funny. They're obviously different in their whole lives, but both really kind, and you see that in the crew, and once again, I feel very warm and welcome into the crew. So Daisy Ridley talking a lot, which is great. I'm really glad that she's going to be in Episode 8, first off, but that they're talking about it. They're talking about Episode 8 a lot more than they did Episode 7 already. But, I mean, you got to imagine what Daisy Ridley's been going through. She's she's a beautiful girl and everything, but I'm sure she didn't get that much, attention. And just, facial, or just, if you see Daisy Ridley walking down the streets before Star Wars happened, you're not going to recognize her, unless you've seen the few things she's been in. But now, she's the lead role in Star Wars. She's the face of Star Wars. I can't imagine having that life changed a lot,
No, I know. I agree. Good for her. I mean, she did great in Force Awakens, so she's now everybody loves her.
Oh.
She's like a sweetheart now.
Oh,
everybody loves her.
I'm going to give a shout out to my friend James, who thought that Daisy Ridley was a 10 out of 10 right when he saw her in the first teaser. So shout out to James. But yeah, I mean, we know this for John Boyega, even though John Boyega, I think, was a little more known just from Attack of the Block. And I actually saw him in 24, which was cool. He had a very small presence in that. But yeah, so Daisy Ridley, I mean, we all think that she's a goddess and everything, but it definitely is hard for an actor or an actress like that to kind of go from being a normal kind of fan to just being a complete celebrity.
Yeah, I agree.
And then our last piece of big news, sort of big news, is that J.J. Abrams said that he does expect to see gay characters in the future Star Wars films. So, The Force Awakens director J.J. Abrams was asked about this at the recent Oscar Wilde Awards, and he commented that it wouldn't make sense for Star Wars to not include gay characters in the future. Abrams said, "Of course, when I talk about inclusivity, it's not excluding gay characters. It's all about inclusivity, so of course, I would love it. To me, the fun of Star Wars is the glory of possibility, so it seems insanely narrow-minded and counterintuitive to say that there wouldn't be a homosexual character in that world." So, I know, Josh, so you hear these comments, and a lot of people think that Poe and Finn might have a romantic relationship. I don't think that. But what are your thoughts on hearing what J.J. Abrams had to say about having gay characters in Star Wars? And we have one gay character we know, and that was Captain, I don't know her name, from Lords of the Sith.
I mean, it's great. I love what they're doing. Like, you have to have gay characters. Like, you always talk diversity or diverse, like, cast or whatever. There's still, like, races and, like, just kind of like gay people. It's just the next kind of option. Like, dude, you gotta do it. They gotta do it in a movie. I mean, they're gonna do it. Why wouldn't they? And I don't think we'll see any in Force Awakens, like the main story, because I just don't think there's enough room to introduce a gay character and develop a gay character.
Well,
but
I don't think that being gay has to define a character. Like,
no, I know.
Like,
no,
you can just mention it.
No, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah. But I mean,
it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, so it's kind of got to be, like, a little bit more. Like, it's not just going to be like, oh, I'm gay. Like, it's got to be, like, a little bit more. Like, it's not... That's just going to catch people off guard, I feel like.
Well, I mean, if you look at Lords of the Sith, there was barely any reference that... crap. What was her name? It wasn't Rey Sloane, right? That was someone else?
Oh, that was the other one. I know, I was going to say that.
Let's just call her Captain Blondie. Captain Blondie... that's awful, but... They just said, like, the only reason that we know that she's gay is because she said that, like, her wife entered the room. Or something like that. And something.
Yeah.
So, I think they can do it subtly. They don't have to, like, just make it
yeah, but, like,
deal
something like that. Like, the wife entered the room, or the husband. Like, something like that would make sense. But, like, just kind of like a random conversation. It just would feel weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, they don't need to do it just for the sake of doing it.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I mean, I obviously don't have any, like, opposition. I'm not a homophobe or anything. I don't have any opposition, but if you look at The Force Awakens, it doesn't make sense for Finn to be gay because he showed that he looks at Rey in an attractive way.
I don't think will be.
No. I know, I'm just saying. But and then even in the novelization, it was implied that Poe and Rey kind of exchange words, and Poe just did what Poe does and just asked her if she wanted to ride in his X-Wing, whatever that means. But, yeah, I mean, obviously there are going to be some people that are going to be objected to this, but I think the mass majority of people that are going to watch The Force Awakens, people aren't going to just not go see it if someone's gay. And if they are, then they're the same people that aren't going to go see it because there's a black actor in it. So,
and that's what's wrong with the world.
And I mean, the problem is Disney. Disney's great, but I don't know if they're ballsy enough to do this yet.
Oh, they will.
You think they will? Because I don't know if they've introduced. Has there been a gay Marvel character?
Pretty sure no.
And
Maybe.
they've had what? Like 14 films to do it. Star Wars is as one, so I mean, I just don't know if we'll see it immediately. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I think there's gay characters on the TV series, but there was in Jessica Jones, but
Who?
The what's it called? The girl, I don't know.
Yeah, Jessica's friend.
She just shouldn't. No, not well. Yeah. No, not Jessica's friend. Her boss or something. I don't remember. The blonde one, remember?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep. Forgot about that. So, yeah, definitely hope to see Star Wars just continuing the diversity field. Be great to see some gay characters Asian characters, some Hispanic. Just make Star Wars feel like it's just a universe filled with all different kinds of people, everything, because, I mean, the majority of Star Wars is white or whatever the hell Neeb Nub is. So, yeah, it'll be cool if they make it a little more diverse, because I know some people have a problem with that. The original trilogy didn't have any females besides Leia and Mon Mothma, and there was only 2 black people. There was one fighter pilot that died, and then there was Lando. So now we're going to move on to our segment that I typed in today, and I don't know if you guys will like this, but it's called Less Than 12 Parsecs. So we're just going to have a rapid fire of a few pictures and items that don't necessarily need to be fully discussed in their entirety, but we still want to mention. So the first thing we're going to show is a behind-the-scenes picture of Luke Skywalker from The Force Awakens. Next, we have some new pictures from Dubrovnik, and then last we have a picture of Mark Hamill, who tweeted a picture with himself and his dog. And he said that, I think he said something like, this is going to be a new race of heroes or something like that. So, Josh, first thing, picture of Luke on set, the very first picture in here. Are you going to pull a campy and say it's nothing, or do you like it, or what are your thoughts?
Oh, I hate it. Awful picture. No,
okay,
it's great. Great. There's nothing to complain about it. This photo.
Wait, is that Supergirl on the back? Oh, no, it's Jay Garrick. Crap.
If it had Jay Garrick or Supergirl, I would be complaining.
There's a slight line in the... Oh, wait, that's a crack in my screen. It's not the Flash. But, yeah, I just love the look of Luke. I
love the robe he has.
Just keep showing me more Luke. I do like a lot how, originally in Star Wars, Obi-Wan in A New Hope, his robe was brown. All the Jedi's robes are normally dark, so it's cool to see his is light, and that kind of goes well with his character, because he's a light character, like he's full light side. So I really do like the look that they're giving Luke. I saw a picture, so in A New Hope, when Luke is on his farm, he's wearing these like white boots, and The Force Awakens, he's wearing the same white boots, or very, very similar. So I think that's really funny that he can't upgrade his footwear. But yeah, I don't think we'll see a ton of pictures from the set of Skelly Michael Island, just because I don't think they got a lot of time there. And like we said earlier, they were recreating Act 2 at Pinewood Studios. So, anyway, any last thoughts about this, Josh?
Great photo. I don't think we'll see that many.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily want to see that many.
I don't think we'll see set photos like we see Marvel set photos.
I think we'll see more than we saw in The Force Awakens, but Disney said that they have these new drones or something that if they see a drone flying over Pinewood Studios or something, they'll just shoot it down, which is awesome. And
that's so cool.
I know, right? And speaking of Episode 8, so we have some set pictures from Dubrovnik. I feel like we've talked about Dubrovnik every episode, but the only picture that is noteworthy to me is the second one, where it looks like there's some Star Wars-y type stuff from the doors. And it looks like it's a jewelry store in there. So maybe we'll see Luke Skywalker pull a heist in whatever planet this is going to be. Any thoughts on this, Josh?
It's Star Wars Ocean's 11.
Tom Clancy meets Star Wars.
Yep.
And then,
no, I like the doors, like what you were saying. The it looks kind of like a cantina doors.
Yeah.
That's just what comes to mind when I look at that. But it probably isn't. I'm probably wrong. But
I think it would be funny if they just kept everything that was in the store and then just made the doors look Star Warsy. So apparently, they use U.S. dollars in Star Wars or something. That'd be a major error. But last thing, I feel like I've said this every single week. Very light news week, kind of reaching for some stories. Using the Force to pull them in. But last thing we're going to talk about is just this little picture that Mark Hamill tweeted from the set of Episode 8, which is a production known as Space Bear right now. And if you look at the O in Episode, it's a panda. And that kind of confused some people at first. But I think it's funny that 2 out of the 3 original cast just bring their dogs to the set.
Who, Carrie Fisher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Do you like this?
Who watches the dog?
Harrison Ford.
He's got nothing to do.
Nope. He's going to do exactly what Luke did in The Force Awakens. Nothing.
Yep, he's gonna watch the dog. He's gonna oh my god, I can just imagine that. Sit there and stay down. Stay there. Like, just him. I can't do a Harrison Ford, but I can just, like, imagine him.
Mark's
just, just so angry at the dog.
Mark's just like, damn it. Mark's just like, damn it, Harrison. How many times do I have to tell you his name isn't Chewie? So, yeah, that's not a lot of news this week.
It's like Harrison Ford brings a dog toy for him, and Mark Hamill's just like, what a piece of junk.
Yeah, Harrison Ford's gonna bring in one of those Captain Phasma toys or Kylo maybe. That would be.
That would be so funny. I would love to see a picture of that.
Mm-hmm. And so that's all we're gonna talk about with the news. Josh, have you read any of the latest comics?
No, I haven't read in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, I haven't either. I just don't have the time nor the interest in reading them.
I don't really have the interest. I'm just gonna wait till the series just keep building up.
Uh-huh.
Like when there's like 3 of each series I'm missing, that's when I'll just binge read.
Yeah, I was at last Saturday night. I was at this arcade in Denver, and like the owner of the arcade is like a huge Star Wars fan. So I was talking to him about Star Wars, and he keeps up on the comics. It's like so that was like the first person I've ever met that actually reads Star Wars comics. He said he likes Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then he really liked Vader Down. So he was a big fan of the EU too. But he hasn't read the Darth Bane trilogy, which I was like, dude, you got to read those, even if they're not canon.
It was funny. There was people at when I went to, what screening did I go to? Oh, Gods of Egypt.
Puke.
When I saw Gods of Egypt earlier this week, which was not that bad of a movie.
Yet you think Sicario was bad.
Yeah, Sicario is awful. But yeah, when I saw the Gods of Egypt, like there was these guys in line that were just like talking about Star Wars canon. Like some guy, like I wouldn't expect him to. It was like a dad, like a 50-year-old dad. He was just like I've seen him with his kid, and he was like, he was talking about. He's like, I just binge watched Clone Wars. I love it. I'm watching Rebels right now. He was asking me all these Clone Wars questions. I was just talking about Clone Wars. He's like, I just finished it last week. It's amazing. It's like I need more. I need more Clone Wars. And then
you're like, hey, so I overheard your conversation. There's a thing called the Force Talk podcast. You might want to check out. I even told that guy to check out on my podcast, so I think he did. But
yeah, if I talked more with him, I would have told him about the podcast. But like, I just talked like real quick because like I know like I just said like, oh, this happened in Clone Wars. This is my favorite thing. Like, look at this. This is awesome in Clone Wars. But and then Rebels we were talking about. And then he said there was other guys that read the comics and was reading the books, and
that's cool.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. The only person I met like that, this guy that went to Celebration I saw him at the waiting to get into The Force Awakens, so that was kind of cool. But moving on from our geekdom, the last thing we're going to talk about today is Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 17, The Honorable Ones. And I had to recheck because it does not feel like there's been 17 episodes this season. But
this season's awful.
Yeah, this season started off brilliantly with Siege of Lothal, but then it just became Bantha Poodoo. So
like this was like my top 3 favorite shows like that I'm watching live, and now it's like number 7, 8.
Legends of Tomorrow replaced it for me.
But Flash also went down too.
I don't agree. I like Flash a lot.
Number 2. Now it's like number 5.
But anyway, so Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 17, The Honorable One. So this episode, we see the crew of the Ghost. I forget what they're trying to do, but they're trying to do something with Geonosis, but they go into some kind of abandoned outer rim, or some kind of space station outside of Geonosis, and it's been said that the Geonosians have all left the planet, or they've been massacred, something like that. And I think, never mind, that was last episode. But anyway, Zeb and Callus like get in this fight, and they both get in an escape pod. Callus just like jumped in last second, and they escaped to it was a moon of Geonosis, and basically they have to work together in order to survive. It sounds like a very stereotypical episode, but I did like it. And Josh, I'm gonna let you talk about it. But the last part of the episode, really made me think because spoilers for the episode, that was basically it. But
He's
the
gonna
last
have a turn.
what?
He's gonna have a face turn.
Yeah, but the last part of the episode, we see Callus kind of not get. I mean, no one really looks at him in the Imperial fleet. They don't really care about him, and it makes me wonder if he kind of. I don't think he'll join the rebellion, but if he kind of wants what Zeb has and that feeling of he is needed and they actually care about him.
I think he's gonna join the rebels.
See, he's so evil though. Like I don't.
No, I don't think the rebellion, but I think he's gonna join the rebels. No.
I think he'll die. I think that's what they're gonna. I think both these characters. I think they might go out together.
I could see himself I could see Agent Cal sacrificing himself for like Zeb. I could see that happen.
That'd be a good character arc. I would be okay
That
with
would be
that.
so cool. If that happens, then Agent Callus would be like forever known, just like a good character. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. It was good. Like finally a good Rebels episode. It's just with Rebels, like the thing is with the shows, like for me at least, when a show just continuously gets bad or when I'm not feeling the season or whatever, I'll do other stuff while watching it. I'll tweet, I'll go on the computer, look up some stuff while I'm watching it. Like, I can multitask, I can do like 3 things at one time, but so I know still what's happening even though I'm on the computer. But it's just like this show, like at this point, like even like with a good episode like this, at this point I'm just on my phone while I'm watching it just because of like I don't know, just because like the last few weeks have been bad. Even this one, like it's not bad. It was a good episode, but it didn't push along the story at all. Like this was a cool episode. I love seeing Agent Callus, but I just want to see something like more, like Ahsoka. I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. But
But I love Callus. I love what happened with Callus. Just real quick, sorry I cut you off. I love love what happened with Callus. I love that he might. What I mean when I said face turn, if you got, I'll just explain that real quick. It's wrestling terms, and that's the only reason that's the only way I could kind of explain it. It means like him turning good. Like it's just another like heel is evil, face is good, so he's gonna turn face. Is what I mean. Like I think he's gonna turn good. I think he'll be with the rebels or do something like sacrifice himself for them. For one of them, for Zeb maybe.
Hear me out here. In part 2 of this season finale, or part 1 for I don't care. Callus does have that switch where the Empire is coming for the rebels. There's Zeb and Ahsoka and Ezra and Callus. And Callus is like, "Go here. I'll try to like fend you off." And then before he can finish talking, you just hear like he can't breathe, and then he gets pulled back, and Vader like cuts his head off.
I can't see that happening on Disney Channel, but that'd be cool.
Or not cut his head off, but like choke him or something cool like that. Like
I still can't see that.
I'm saying like I want Vader or Maul to do something like that. That's
what I
what
want him to. I would love to see that. I think Vader. It'll be implied that he killed him. Like we will never. I don't think we'll see it, but I think it'll be implied that it happened. It was kind of like with the Inquisitor. It was implied he died. Like we never saw his dead body.
Yeah.
Implied.
Star Wars Rebels should be rated TV R. Just kidding. But
I would love to see an HBO Star Wars Rebels.
I wouldn't. I'd like to see a Star Wars. I mean, this.
Every episode, Kanan and Hera would have sex. If it was HBO. They would.
Or Ezra and Sabine, or Zeb and Chopper. But
we would see some weird stuff if this was on HBO. We would see some weird stuff. Like I'm thinking things in my head that I'm not gonna say out loud.
You know, Chopper is into some weird stuff, man.
Chopper has hands.
I know. Chopper is into some weird stuff. He is just gonna go all Nissan Maximus.
He's also really close with Hera. Really close with Hera.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna I don't know, but and that is basically all we have to say about this episode. But Josh, if you have to give this a 1 out of 10, what would you give it?
7.5.
Damn it. Me too.
Why was that what you're gonna give it?
Yeah.
I'm going 7.5.
Yeah, I'll go 7.51. But
okay.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna do it. Just kidding. We're gonna talk about next week's or in 2 days. We're gonna talk about what you think is gonna happen in next episode of Rebels, Josh. So we kind of saw that Ezra and Kanan face off against some Inquisitors, and some people are thinking that, a certain red tattooed, double wielding lightsaber horn, head hoarding, whatever you call it, Sith guy might come back in this episode. Do you think he will?
Yeah. No, I don't. I
No.
don't at all.
Yoda's back.
I think he comes back. What?
Yoda's in this episode.
Yeah, Yoda's in the episode, but I don't think we'll see. I definitely don't think we're seeing what's his name? Darth Maul. I don't think we're seeing Darth Maul. I think we're gonna see him last 2 episodes of season 2. I think.
I hear what you're saying, but the last 2 episodes are called Twilight of the Apprentice, and that makes me feel like it's gonna be a Vader Ahsoka story. So
I feel like maybe those would be hour episodes.
Well, Twilight of the Apprentice is an hour, but it's 2 episodes in one. Like, they're calling it parts 1 and 2.
I wish they would just do 2 hours for each one.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the show was 45 minutes. Or something like that. And half the episodes, because I feel like... I mean, when I was looking, I was like, episode 17, is that possible? Because if you ask me what happened in this season of Rebels, like, honestly think, what happened in this season of Rebels?
Nothing.
We saw the A-Wing. That's all I can think of.
Like, it's just, the thing is, like, this, like, what Clone Wars did that Rebels should be doing is the arcs. Like, the episode arcs, where we get, like, 4 episodes about one story, or 3 episodes about one story. Like, most of the time it worked for Clone Wars. There was only, like, one bad arc I could think of in Clone Wars, was the D-Squad. Oh, those were so bad. They were, like, 5 episodes. They were horrible. But, yeah.
Yeah, and, So yeah, that's basically what we have to say about Star Wars Rebels. And if you guys noticed last week, if you stayed till the end, you know that we did our list of Star Wars Canon 1 through 15. And if you don't know what canon is, you obviously do if you're listening to this, but basically everything that's happened in TV to movies to books to comics, all of it, we kind of gave our list and put it in a 1 through 30 or whatever list. And we did 1 through 15 last week. So... And if I had to do that again, I would have done like 1 through 5, and so we could kind of expand that through more episodes. But today we're going to do 16 through 20. So I will go ahead and start off. My number 16 is Son of Dathomir, the comic. So Son of Dathomir is about what happens to Darth Maul after the Clone Wars, correct? Yeah, after the Clone Wars, because Dooku's in it, so it's not after episode 3. After Clone Wars, and basically... There's stuff going on with Mother Talzin or whatever, but it's cool because it kind of wrapped up the story of Darth Maul a little bit, but still left room for him to do stuff, and we're obviously going to see him in Rebels, so it didn't completely tie up his loose ends. But, so Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir, the comic, is my number 16. My number 17 is also a comic. It is the Vader series, and the Vader series was my favorite series for like the first five episodes. And then they started going with this person named Dr. Aphra, and it got all weird. But the first 5 episodes of Vader are really cool. We kind of see that Vader is a badass. He goes to Jabba's palace. He intimidates Jabba. He goes back to Tatooine. Like, it's really some cool stuff. But then it just gets, like, Vader isn't even the main character anymore. That one chick, I think her name's Dr. Aphra is. So that's why it's not a lot higher, honestly. But, yeah, 16, Son of Dathomir, 17, Vader. Josh, what's your 16?
My 16 is Anakin Obi-Wan comic. I mean, I've only read 1 issue of this, but I really like the first issue. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, because I mean, I haven't read more.
The second issue wasn't as good.
Yeah, I know, I heard. That's why I haven't read it yet. 17, Tarkin. I really enjoyed Tarkin. Like, I didn't love it like everyone, I feel like, did. But I just don't like James Lucino's writing. But I thought Tarkin was a good book. 18 Darth Vader comics were great.
So our 17 and 18 are flipped because I have Tarkin at 18.
The Darth Vader comics were pretty good. Like, for a time, like, they were my favorite series at a time, but then it just went downhill. Now it's just okay, so that's why it's 18. 19 Chewbacca, first issue, was pretty good. Oh, what am I going up to, 20?
You were supposed to go to 18, but it's cool.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Alright. You want me to just go to 20 or something?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so 19, Chewbacca. The first issue was pretty good. Really loved the first issue. Then just went downhill. Glad it's over. Number 20, Shattered Empire.
Hey.
Disappointed.
Yeah, you and I actually have a lot of the same list. My number 18 is Tarkin. The novel, it had some cool stuff about it. The coolest thing was the Darth Plagueis nod. But
Oh yeah, that stuff was cool.
and if I had to redo this list, I would put my number 19 a lot higher. But my number 19 is Kanan. I would definitely swap that with Vader. But Kanan's a really cool series. I just kind of didn't really care towards the end. But that
Got canceled.
I know it did, yeah. And my number 20 is Shattered Empire. And Shattered Empire was a comic that I was very, very, very excited for when I heard about it. Just the cover art for the first issue. I mean, something taking place right after episode 6 signed me up. But then it sucked. And, like, the first issue was really cool. We got, like, Poe's mom. We got Poe's dad. And then even the second issue was cool, or second or third, where they go, like, where Leia and whatever Poe's mom is, Shara, I think, go to Naboo, and Leia stands in the same place that Darth Maul stood when he ignited his lightsaber in that hangar bay. That was really cool. I remember reading that on a plane and going, oh my gosh, that's cool. Everyone was like, you okay, bro? But then it got weird with Luke, spoilers, but then it got weird with Luke taking Poe's mom on a trip to get a force tree, and then that's how it ended. I mean, if you're going to do this, why not make it like a whole series run, because I'm sure it's going to sell a lot. But, yeah, so that's my number 20. And, Josh, just to let you know, I don't know if it's what day in March, but we finally are approaching the month that C-3PO is coming out.
Yeah,
So many delays.
finally.
I don't know why it's delayed, too. It's one freaking issue.
I know, I don't get it.
Like,
finally.
we could write an issue and have it out by next week. It would
We
be
could.
awful.
We could.
But, and Josh,
We could.
his handwriting's great, but
No, it's awful. Go on my Twitter
it's like
account.
Fred Flintstone. But,
Or
yeah, but that's coming out, so I'm honestly not even excited for it anymore. Like,
yeah, me
like,
neither.
It's just going to be something like, oh, R2 got pissed at 3PO and vaporized his arm off. That's really interesting. Why the hell did they make a big deal out of it, or something like that? Because they teased it so heavily in The Force Awakens when, I keep saying but when Han meets Leia for the first time in a while, and C-3PO was like, oh, blah, 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 you probably don't notice me because of my red arm, and then he walks away, and then he's like, yes, BB-8, I must get my proper arm installed. Like, they're teasing it so heavily, like, it has to be so cool. Maybe, oh, wow, it'd be cool if Kylo chopped it off.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool, but that's not gonna.
Yeah. It was probably C-3PO, like, falling down a garbage pit or something stupid.
Probably.
But or some space bear, or some space whale ate it. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Force Talk. And I'm hoping that we have a lot more to talk about, because, I mean, today, when we're recording this, it is February 29th. That sounds weird saying, because it's normally not February 29th, but this should be up when you're listening to this. It should be Tuesday. So I'm hoping that by next episode we have some more news. I don't know what it'll be, but some more news to talk about. But that's going to do it for this show. Josh, where can people find you on Twitter and then YouTube?
You can find me on Twitter at Joshua7520, ranting about Stallone not winning. And then you can find me on YouTube, Grandma of Josh.
Mm-hmm. And subscribe to my channel that you're listening to right now. And you can follow me on Twitter at the Treyanator. Stay tuned every Wednesday for Hero Talk, which is getting really good, like, ratings. I mean, we're getting, obviously this isn't a lot, but we're getting like 65 views a show, which is really good. I think this show will definitely pick up once we actually get some damn news. Because, I mean, who wants to listen to a show where they don't, like, there's no news? But Hero Talk, check it out. I'll put the link in the description for this video. A lot of good stuff happening. Last week we went into a lot of news, some really cool stuff with The Flash. But check that out,
There was no ranting last week because I wasn't there.
Yeah, there was not, but Josh's presence was still felt through jokes about him. But may the force be with you all.